recording. All right, and also in our meeting, right? So good to go. Oh, okay, so we have this, right, from the last time. Let's see if we can. I just want to give little bit overview, right, what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're gonna create the front end basically, right? We're gonna have the header, footer, uh, then this will be the logo, right? Let's put something logo here. Then you have all blog, means in this page, right, we can display everything here. We can display the whole blog, right? Maybe you're gonna have a blog page where you display everything here. Okay, so maybe the box one, like there will be image, some content, right, like that. We can do that. Similarly, same kind of page will be for my blog, right? So if I'm logged in user, I can display whatever I have created. So if I want to see my only blog, click on that, you can display there. Okay, same kind of page, same thing, almost same, right? Only the route, remember we created the route to display the blog with the user ID, right? So that route will change, the remaining will be same. And add blog, right? So in the add blog, we're going to have a HTML form, correct? We're going to have a form where you can add titles, descriptions, I mean all the field we need, right, to create our blog. Description, image, I think there will be user ID, right, all that. So we're going to record that one here. Now it comes to login, right? In the login register, we're going to have one page. Okay, only one page, right? I what we can call it, maybe auth, right, something like that, auth.jsx. So here we're gonna have username, right? So let's call it name. Okay, name, email, and password, right? Password. Then you're gonna have submit button here, button to submit, right? So this name, right, this name field, this will be for sign up, but during the login, right, we're gonna hide this. Okay, we're gonna hide this, and we're gonna have some heading one text here which can say like a login, for login page, and for sign up it will display sign up, right? So we're gonna render conditionally. Okay, depends on some condition, we're gonna render that here, right? So we're gonna see how we're gonna add all the condition also. Here on the bottom, we're gonna have one line of text, right? Something like a like uh, to log in. If you want to log in, and if you have account, please log in, right? Then click on that one. Then this information here will change to the login condition, right? Basically the name will hide, but when you click here, the information here will again change to sign up. If you don't have account, please register, right? So when you click on the register page, you're gonna get this form like register, name, email, password, and all that, right? So the situation will be for login and register in the same page. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so now we got that auth done. Will be auth. So here will be all blog, right? All blog, uh, add blog, my blog, all blog, maybe, yeah, we call it blog, just blog, right? And the logo, and in the footer we just add some simple text, right? So in the case of register, right, here, we are not doing like complex kind of registration. Okay, we are not doing anything like that, right? What we will do is we're gonna just change the state, right? State, let's say there will be a state, right, called is logged in, something like that, will be false. When it is false, that means in the situation of false, right, let's say, let's put it in one state here. I'm creating one state, right? Is logged in, right, something like that, is equal to false. Okay, so when this variable is false, that means someone is not logged in, okay, not logged in, right? So in that case you don't need to display these two things. I mean, these things you're not gonna see, right? Only you're gonna see is this one and the and here the logo, right? Logo. But when the state is changed to true, so when you log in, right, then the state will change to true here. In that situation, you're gonna see this all information here, right? All blogs, my blogs, add blogs, all that you're gonna see. And in this here we're gonna see maybe logout button, right? Logout button, logout, right? You're not gonna see login register, but you're gonna see logout button here. Okay, so yeah, so now all that just happened from here, right? By changing the state. So we're gonna maybe look at the, so we have to check how we're gonna manage the state, right? We have to figure out how to manage that state. So we're gonna use let's see, React hook, or maybe we just use the Redux toolkit. Yeah, Redux toolkit. Okay, so that will be easy to handle, right? I mean, let's use the Redux toolkit. So that will be Redux toolkit, right? So we will, you know, we will see how we're gonna set up all that, right? So that is all. I mean, almost these are the things we're gonna do. So we're gonna start from very basic, and we'll try to go as we progress. We'll see all these steps, right? Okay. Also one more thing, right? Here we're gonna use Axios. We're gonna use Axios to basically handle the HTTP. Yeah, HTTP method, right?
Dev,
Yeah.
are we also going to use a web token?
Web
Are
tool.
we
What is that?
a web token?
No, no, no. We are not using that right now, because we're not doing any complex kind of login registration, all that. Okay. Oh, sorry, in the Redux toolkit, right? You mean the Redux toolkit? No, no. What is?
No, like a JSON web token or something.
Oh, no, 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 we're not gonna do that. Okay. Okay, so you mean yeah,
Okay.
so to do the handle, right? I mean, to do the registration, okay, there will be something in the JSON web token, right? JWT, okay, that is JWT, right? JWT, JSON web token. So we're not gonna do this one. This will, again, complex thing, right? We're gonna look at this JSON web token during our next years. The plan was to use this, but I was thinking to use this, but it will get too long, right? So let's understand basic, like handling how we just conditionally render things, right? Get through this one, the basic part, and then later maybe we're gonna use JWT, and maybe next auth, right? There will be next auth, I think. Yeah, auth. So these are the things we're gonna learn to make a complex user registration and all that, right? So we're gonna see that one. Next auth, in the next auth there will be the third party client. I mean, basically the third party, what you call that, the library, right? Or maybe for login you can use like Google, or maybe GitHub, or there are many. Okay, but in our case maybe we can use Google and GitHub, right? So, and JWT will be, like you create a JSON web token. So mostly how it works, right? In JWT you creating a JSON web token in the server, right? You create server, you handle everything through server, okay, and you verify your token in the server also, right? So in that way it will be more secure kind of login system. Okay, I think JWT is the more secure way of login, right? But let's keep that away for now. Okay, that will be a lot complex, but we're gonna check that. Okay, we're gonna see both of these during our next JS course. Let's get through this, simply understand the whole concept here, and then I think, yeah, so that should be better. All right, so now, right, let's start. Okay, So front end, we are in front end now, right? So let's say I have two terminal here, back end and front end. So in back end I can start the server. I mean right now I don't need, right? So let's leave it. Let's go to the front end, and I need to install a couple of things, right? So let's install that one. Okay, so I think I have not added anything here. Okay, all right, so that means I need to install everything. So the first thing is installing the React, right? That is Vite. Let's copy that. So we are going to install in the same folder, right? Front end. So that will be / and enter, right? Okay, so here React, okay, React and JavaScript. All right, what happens? Scaffolding, is that okay? Didn't ask many questions, you know. So npm install, right? Now I have to do npm install, right? Install npm install. So there is message. Okay, so now we got npm install. Let's install the some libraries, right? So that will be npm install. You can put I, or you can just put the complete install word, right? Axios. Okay, that is the first one. Then to handle our navigation, what is that? React router DOM, right? React router DOM. So let's install these two things first. And okay, let's see. So we have Axios and React router DOM. So what else we need, right? Axios, React router DOM. I think that is all right. You know, sometimes you need icon, right? So you can install npm install React icons also. Okay, so these are the basic library, you know, you can just install, right? Axios, what else what we're gonna need? Let me think. Okay, if we need something, we will just install later, right? For now, just keep it up to here. So now first we're gonna create our folder structure. The first step is creating a folder structure. So first let me start the project, right? Npm start, npm run, right? Run development. Okay, so I will click on here, and it should, okay, so you see the, you know, things here, right? Already displaying. So clean up work. And also we don't have the CSS, right? Tailwind, so we need to install that also. Let's quickly install that. Yeah, I was thinking what I forgot to install. So that is the Tailwind, right? Okay, so from the framework guide I will select the Vite, and we have done the first part, creating the project. Next one is second, install Tailwind CSS. We just follow the instruction from here. The first one is to copy this to our terminal, right? And so let me cancel the server and then start installing. Okay, Control C. Okay, so that will install the Tailwind, right? So after installation we have to initialize, and for that one is the second command, right? Second command here. So see, we have done this many times now, right? I know you guys just remember it, this steps. Okay, when you do it many times, some things just become easy, right? In the beginning even I don't know what to do here, right? Now I just remember it, correct? All the steps. So you just do it many times, and this happens with everything, right? You just have to repeat it many times and you will just, I mean, you just get it right. So now in the Tailwind config, change here. Okay, we change that, save. And one more thing, or last thing we have to do is add this three thing, right? Three maybe command in the index CSS, or sometimes you get global CSS, right? So I'll just copy this and go back to my index CSS here. I will delete everything. So enter, this is the font family, right? Enter all that. Okay, so why not we leave the font, just leave that font right in the root, and take out the rest, right? Okay, I mean we can add maybe in the, okay, fine, or let's clean up, right? Let's leave it the whatever the Tailwind font is there for now, right? I mean we can add the custom font also, but let's leave it the Tailwind font. Okay, so once we're done with that, we can restart our server. Message collab has some issue. So now we just go back here, right, in our app.js, and let's clean this up, right? So I will just delete everything and say react arrow function export, right? Create an export, and it will create the functional component, correct? The function where you return, what is component? The function which can return something, right? UI, so let's add the Tailwind class quickly, right? I will just say bg red and maybe 500, and add some padding, right? Maybe 4. Okay, just to test. And you do npm run development again to run our server, and back here in our page we refresh this, and that's it. So you get that app component rendered to our page with the background red, intensity is 500. Good to go now. So everything working now, right? Okay, so now the steps we're gonna follow is basically creating the folder structure, all the files and folder what we need for our project. So what we need now, so what I will do, right, I'm gonna add one I think component, yeah, let's add component folder, components. Okay, and we can add one more, maybe pages, right? So in the page I will because I'm going to use page, right, as my main. Normally we have a route, normally what happened, right, this app file is rendered to the main, right here, to the main. Okay, you see that import app and you rendering here, right? So we can even, we don't need this this app CSS. Let's delete that one, we don't need. And because we are going to add the routing, right, all the routes inside our app file, okay, here, so it's better to have one separate page where you can basically, if you have to render any other component, right, you can do that inside that page. So for that reason I'm going to create one page, right, called home page, home, right, home.css. so this will be the one which will display everything for me, right? Means if I have to add anything now, it will go through this home page. Basically, let's say I want to display all blog, right? So the all blog post will be, or component will be import here, and then you add here in all blog. maybe you want to display, you just want to display what, let's say you want to display, I mean, that will be handled by route, so that it does not matter, right? It will just switch, whatever the in the middle, right, the outlet, it will change. Okay, any page you click, it will just change. So home page, just keep it, maybe we need, maybe not, right? We'll see. So in the component, we're gonna add couple of pages now, right? So let's do that. So the first will be root, right? Root.jsx. We're gonna have header, footer, and outlet here, right? We're gonna add that. So next file will be header. Let's call it header, right? Yeah, and the next file will be, we can add footer also. Okay, and so now we got header, footer. Next, what we need, the for login and logout, right? So login, logout, all that. So let's make it one file. That will be auth. Just call it auth, right? Auth.jsx. Okay, so here we're gonna have all that form, the for sign up and login form we're gonna add, and we display conditionally. Okay, and the next you want to display all the blog, right? So let's call that blog. Okay, blogs.jsx, that is all blogs, and we're gonna have this maybe user blogs, right? So let's call it maybe, I think, what you can call user, yeah, user blog, or maybe blogs, just user blogs.jsx. So let's add the, I'm just adding all the component, right? Just adding basically, so that when you import, it will detect automatically. Okay, fine. So we got auth, blogs, footer, header, root, user blog. What else we need? So let's say user has many blog here, right? And you displaying all the blog, list of blog, basically list of, displaying the list. Okay, now you want to click one of them and you want to get the details of the blog. So let's add one more page and call it blog details, right? So we can call it blog details, blog detail.jsx. Okay, done. So I think we have added everything we need. So the next step is, let's start from root, right? So here you need outlet, correct? Import outlet, right, from React Router DOM. And also we need header and footer, right? So let's get that, header and footer. Okay, so now inside here, right, we're gonna have, first one is header, then let's add the main, right, and then we're gonna display outlet. Means any page, right, any route you click on, that will be passed through this outlet. It will render here inside the main box here, right? And finally we're gonna have footer, right? So how it works, right? You have the top navigation, header, and the footer always there, and this will change. Okay, these things will switch, the content in the page will be keep changing, right, all the time. So once we have done that one, once we finish with this, now let's see. Okay, let's finish the route first, and then we're gonna work on header and footer. Okay, so for that one we have to move to the app.js, right? App.jsx here. So we let me copy that. I don't remember again. So React router DOM tutorial, I believe, and everything is here what we need, right? So we're gonna take this out. So create browser router and a router provider, right? That is what we need. Did I copy? Control C. Okay, so I'm going to import that here. Yeah. Next I'm gonna need is, yeah, so let's add the root, right? Const root, or maybe router router router, right, equal to create browser router. Okay, and this is a function, right? It will take, you just pass the array like this. Okay, why array? Because maybe sometimes you have complex routing, right, and you manage all the route through the object. Okay, object, you have to create object like this, right? So right now we just have one object, and we just need one root route right here. That root route will help us to like basically add the root, like main page, right, which has header and footer in all the time, and the things change in the middle. That is going to happen with that root. Okay, this component, so we need that one. So where we are here, app. Okay, so let's import that, right? Let's import that. I'm gonna import here is okay. Import root, right? See, import root. So inside here we gonna, let's call this element, right? Element, and that will be root. Okay, we need, fine, this root is okay, right? And then there will be, I want to add the error page, so let's get that, right? Let's get that. So here if you scroll down, you're gonna find something, this one. It says create error dash page in your source folder, right? And then just add this component there. Okay, so in the source folder you create this file and add this, just copy this one, right? Let's copy this. Okay, you can change all this information if you want, right? But it's good enough. Okay, and this is the component name error page, right? So in our app we just import now, so import error page, right? And you just add that one here. So how are we gonna do? Element, right? I believe element or error element colon, and that component, that is error page. Okay, done. So we added two property, the element, which is our root, and then we added the error element. Now the rest will be children, right? Children. So how you add children? You basically, again, there will be many children. Each children is managed with object, right? So you just put the array. When you have many objects to store in one place, you're gonna need an array, right? And now we're gonna have, first we're gonna have path, right? So if my path is root route like this is a root route path, right? And I want to have element for root route. So I have one thing called home page, right? Home page. Okay, so I just need to, now I have to import every page I want to render as a children, right? I need to add here inside this children box. So I will import home. Okay, so done. So now same thing happened to all now, right? All the page. So let's do that. So I'm just gonna copy many times. Okay, 3, 4, maybe 5. I don't know if we need all that, but let's try. So I just have to import now, right? So I will import auth, right? Let's import that. Then you have the blog, right? So let's import blog, blocks. Yeah, let's import that. Then you're gonna have a route for the blog details, right? Blog details. Then you're gonna have a route for the, so you have the user who is logged in. I want to see his blog, right? So that is user blog, right? User blog. Okay. Yeah, so I think that is all right. We have auth. The auth will gonna have all the login, logout, everything, right? And then blogs, all blogs, blog details, and user blog. That will be good enough. So let's change, right? So first I will add blogs, okay, and that will be blogs, blogs component. So when you go localhost 5173/blogs, you're gonna get this page, right? When you go localhost 5137, right, the root, our our root is this one, this one, and /blogs will bring this component to that outlet. Remember the root, right? We have a root. So in the, where is that, in the component, in the root, see there will be always header, something wrong here, right? So there will be always header and footer, but this will be changing. That is the route, right? Whichever route you click, that component will be replaced here, means that component will be rendered here, right? It will just display whatever, just change here, okay, in the middle. So if I'm in the blog, it will just, the blog page will be added here, or we can call component, right? If you have a details, blog details, you click, it will render here, and you always gonna see header and footer. Okay, save this. Let's get back. So we're done with the blog. Now is auth, right? So let's call it auth and change this to auth. I mean, order does not matter, right? As long as the routes are here, it will work, okay? So auth/auth will render this auth page. Now is user details. Let's call it details, right? Detail, user details. Yeah, I think that is good enough. So here we're gonna add user user blog, right? Okay, blog, okay. So user blog. So we have to remember, right? Somewhere if we need to use the route, we just have to, same name. We have to use the same name. User blog, user blog. What else we have? We have all blogs, auth, user blog, and details now, right? Details. So that will be blog details, right? Let's call it detail. Blog detail, okay. Now. So in the user blog, right? In the user blog, how it will work? User blog. I mean, we're gonna, when you click the blog, right? When you click the blog, so when you click on the blog, user blog, okay, you're gonna get something there, right, on the top. I think basically it should have ID also, okay. So maybe we can add like that ID. So user blog/ID, right? There will be some kind of ID. No, not here, but in the blog details here, okay. So when you click, you're gonna have dynamic now ID, right? So there are many blocks, and whichever blocks you click, how we gonna get the data, right? So when you click on the any block, there will be link to click, right? Then it will create the route. It will create the route, right? Means there will be some kind of ID, okay. So this is a dynamic, now dynamically added something in this route. So we have to get that ID and then get the details from the server and display, right? That's how we do that. Once you have ID, you're gonna grab that ID and we have API now, right, to get the blog details by ID, you know, and that's how things work. So yeah, I think we can leave that one. We'll see if we have to change, we'll change later. Okay, but now, yeah, that is good enough. Let's delete this. So save now, right? And so we're gonna add now the in the navigation the path for all this, but before that we must fix here, correct? So what will be here now? The route, what is the provider? A route provider, right? We have to use this one to basically, you know, that is the component, basically the component in React Router DOM which handles all this routing. Okay, like it basically push to the page, right? So route provider, and we have to pass now the props. This route provider component, this is a function, you know, this is just a function, right? Component is what? Any function which can render something, right? Even this function is doing some job rendering, right? Well, we have to pass now the props, so that will be router, right? Router props, and whatever our router is, this one we have to pass it. So anything you make a change from here, click, you get something, it will be pushed, you know, basically this router provider will take care of everything. So a router provider, and I think we're done, you know, we're done. So let's see if it's working, right? So we got header home page, right? So if I go slash uh, let's call it blogs, right? So you are in the blog now, blog page. If you do blog that details, right? Details slash, let's put it blog number 5, right? So see, ID, when I have ID, I get a blog details page now render here. Okay, so so now you have maybe, let's say, localhost slash auth. So you just switch to the auth here, right? You are in the auth page. Okay, so we up to here is fine now, right? So next step what we're gonna do, navbar and footer, let's fix that one. Okay, because we need that, right? So go to the, let me close all this, that's too much. So I can click on one of them and close all, right? And click on header here. So this is the div, so why not, let's give it some semantic name right here. So the first one will be header tag, and then we're gonna have logo, right? Logo, so that will be heading one. Okay, so we call it my blog, right? And then you're gonna have navbar. So we need a link, right? Link, so let's do that. Import link, right? Let's click on that. No, import link, that will be in the bracket, right? I believe link from, I don't know why it's not coming, React Router DOM. Is that okay? Okay, is that okay? Let me see. Sometimes whatever you're looking, not gonna find it, so leave it. If not, what, we'll switch that. Okay, so that is, I think, good enough now, right? We have to add a link here. So normally what we do, right, when you creating any navigation, this link is a tag. Okay, so either we just put a tag, or we can add like ul li, right? I mean, if you want to create a list, but we don't have to do, just leave it the a tag, right? just keep it straightforward, link, and then 2, right? I think, yeah, here will be 2. The same link now in the Next.js, it will change to directly href here, right? So if I'm in the home page, I want to delete display home, right? So home, now link. Okay, so I'll just copy this many times, 2 3 4 5 6, I think enough. So the next will be what, even here, you can add, this is the a tag, right? So inside here, if you want to add the link, for your heading, so you just put link here, okay, and put the text. And let's say when you click on this logo, right, it will take you to the maybe to your home page, okay. So that's good enough. You can add any image, all that. All right, so that is home page. Next one will be, so next one, let's call it blog, right? Blog, blogs, yeah, blogs. So this name must match with our routing name, okay. If you go back to the app.js and look at here, right, the blocks, that blocks, it must match. So the next one will be, let's add the blog, then we can call it user, right? User blocks, okay. I think user blocks will be better name, right? User blocks. So let's call user blocks, right, like that. User blocks, I don't know, let's leave it without s. User blog, okay. And what else? We have user blog. So blog, user blog, add blog also, right? I think we missed the add blog page, right? We have, right? Correct. We don't have add blog. Oh, we missed that one, yeah. So let's create here add blog, okay. And we have to create that page. Next will be auth, right? So auth, we're gonna have auth here. So how are we gonna add that, right? So I think we're gonna have two button. So let's say when you have auth, right? Au auth, yeah. So here will be maybe login, when you call again auth, right, maybe auth component, maybe sign up, and also we can have maybe auth for the logout, for logout also. We have to say, we have to see how we're going to display all this, right? Or unless we want to add a button, let's create a button for all this, right? So we're going to create maybe some kind of login button kind of thing, yeah. Button, okay. So add block, we don't have add block here, guys, so let's fix that one, okay. So we're gonna have add block here, add block, right, .jsx, and react arrow function export. We must put this in our route, right? So let's do that. So user blog, auth blog. So in the last I'll just copy this, and first we have to import, right? So let's do that. Import add block, okay, and we're gonna change here add block, and that will be add block component. Okay, good enough. So now we still working with this header, right? So we have the route home page. So when the page load, it will display here, right? You can add maybe something about your blog, some more basic details, right? Then when you click on this one blocks, it will display all the blocks, everything, right? Maybe, you know, if there is hundreds of blocks later, maybe you have to add some kind of, you know, in a different pagination, right? Page to go next, some kind of, maybe any library just use for pagination and use that one. So that is something you can think of, right, in the future. Maybe, you know, let's say you have e-commerce site where you're displaying many page, all the products, right? You don't want to display all in one. I mean, you can have maybe like 6-7 product in one page and add a pagination on the bottom, right? Go next page, next page, next page, like that. So that is one thing you can think of in the future. User blog, okay, fine, that is user blog. This will display all the that logged in user blog, right? All the blogs from the user. Add blog. So when you go to the blogs or maybe user blogs, right, and you click on one of the blog, then it will automatically route right there. So you have to see when you loop through the, right, what you call that, when you loop through your all the blocks, in that loop you're gonna add one route, okay, like get details, right? So in that case you're gonna have this one, the details, right, the blog details page. So we don't have to add the navigation bar for this one, okay, we don't need. That will go, you know, link to the each blog, okay, this path will link to each blog. So yeah, so that's fine. So let's see how it looks now, right? I think that will be good enough. Here, so you see all this now, home page, that is the home, right? But you have the blog, user blog, blogs, user blogs, add blog, login, sign up, log out, all that. So now we can do some styling, right? Let's add some styling. So first what I will do right here, so header, right? So header will be like a big, okay, let's wrap this all in this one container also, right? Let's put it div, and why I put in the div I will just tell you now. So header, class name, I'll just put bg, right? Background, maybe what I can add, blue, so some kind of maybe 500. Let's make text white, and padding, right? Padding y-axis I will give maybe 4, okay, so something like that is okay. Now the reason for this one, right, I want to add, maybe just add container, right? There is container in the tailwind, so we just use container for now, right? And the mx auto, right, to center it, okay. So now you see this just in the center, you know, we don't have to worry about left and right padding, margin, all that. Okay, the next step is okay, so this 2 is the child of the div, right? So why not we just apply here flex, right, and flex, yeah, and then add a justify between, right, and item center also, center. So this is justify between and align item center, right? and it looks like this. Okay, so now we're gonna add some class here in our heading one. So let's make text, right? Maybe for Excel, uh, font maybe semi bold, something like that. Yeah, it looks like that. Okay, so even I'm in the auth right now. If I click here, right, I just switch to the home page. Okay, see that I'm in the home page now. So now let's fix our navigation, right? Nav here. So class will be flex, uh, gap, maybe we put a gap, right? So gap we can add around 4. That will be okay. If you want, you can add maybe more, like 6. Yeah, so you can change, right? You can change the size, font size also, right? So let's say text maybe LG, and font maybe normal, medium. Okay, good. So that's okay. Now we have login, sign up, logout, right? Let's add some button style, right? Some button style. So what we're gonna do there? So we're gonna here. So class name. Okay, class name, right? So first we have button BG, right? BG. Uh, what kind of button I can make? BG maybe select 800. Let's make select. I don't know if that will be okay or not, right? But let's try. Padding x-axis will be 4 and y-axis maybe 2, and rounded. Let's make it complete round, right? Full, rounded full. Okay, and see. Oh, oh, oh. It looks something like that. So it's not center, right? They are not in the center. So for that reason, so we have flex gap, right? So what we're gonna do, just add a, like a line, horizontal, vertical, right? So that is item center. Okay, so I mean you can play around with the color, right? You can do that, guys. I will just copy this and add in all the button. Okay, so yeah, it looks something like that. So when you click login, it did not work. What happened? Refresh. Login, no. Sign up, no. Log out, no. It did not change. So home blog, it changed. User change. Okay, because we added to the button, right? Yeah. So it will not change. So how are you gonna fix that, right? You have button, and then how are we gonna fix that, right? So we delete this, right? And then maybe we can add the link inside the button. Link, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. So you're gonna have 2 now, right? 2. So that will be auth. So we do the same thing here, right? Change to login and delete this, and we do same thing here. Log out. Okay, so now it will change, right? You are in the auth. I mean all has the same router auth, right? So what we can do now, right, is I want to bring this in the center. So for that the parent. Who is parent here? Justify between, right? So that is one, and this is the second, right? Second nav. Okay, so what we can do, right? We have to get little smart now. So let's remove all this button from here, and maybe we can just add here something one div, right? Let's add one div and put it inside. Okay, so the problem is I left one there. Yeah, okay. We have to separate all these three, right? Little bit. So now we just do the same thing, class flex and give some gap. Okay, gap of maybe 2. All right, but in the future this will be showing maybe one of them, either login, sign up, or maybe log out, right? So what I was saying earlier, when you are logged in, right? Let's say you are logged in already, then you're gonna see log out button, and you're gonna see all this. But when you are not logged in, you only gonna see login and sign up, and you're not gonna see all this, right? And also you're not gonna see log out button. Okay, so that part done. Let's add the footer also, right? So footer, footer now, component footer here. So we can change this to footer, right? And one paragraph, we can add some maybe we can add some class here. BG will be blue. I think blue we use, right? 500. So let's keep it same around 600. Text white, and maybe font medium, or let's make it light, normal, right? Let's make it light. Okay, and text size will be LG, and text center, right? Center. Fine. Now we're gonna add the copyright, right? So copyright, the how we add copyright, copy, and right like that, semicolon. We're gonna have the date. So date, how we add, you just put the insert the JavaScript here. So new date, right? And get full year. Okay, so that will insert the date inside our code. Now after here, so maybe okay, so that was the wrong, right? What was that code? Copy, is that? Hey man, I forgot. Yeah, maybe that is the one. Okay, so you get copy and 2023, right? And you can add some text also. So the padding is not there, so let's add some padding, right? Padding y-axis maybe 4. Yeah, and so copyright. So if you look at any website, right, sometimes let's go news.com, right? Airbnb. So it's, I don't know, it's too big, right? Sometimes you see something like this, right? So then there is you can add some link here in one side, and then you can add some social icons on the other side. Okay, so you can do that. All right, so I will just put this one. So after the paragraph here, you just add that, right? So here you can change my blog, right? And you're good to go. I mean, we're just learning to add something. So you can add all the social icons later, I mean, in your portfolio, right? So you can implement all that. Okay, so I want to bring this like header on the top, the footer on the bottom, right? So we have to add something from the tailwind. So that will be grid, right? Grid. So let's see in the root, right? Let's look at the root. Okay, what we are displaying is header here, then that's the main in the center, right? And footer on the bottom. So if we just add a class here, right? Class name grid, and then grid template row. Okay, so but we have to define the custom row, right? To do that, let's look at the grid template rows, right? And if you, I mean, see, these are the fixed kind of thing, right? One fraction, but in our case we're gonna need three one fraction, not one fraction, but I want like auto, uh, one fraction and auto, right? So that is what I need. So there is something, if you go scroll down, right? How to add custom grid, custom template row here in our config, right? Tailwind config. So let's copy that, and in the tailwind config, where is that? Here in the extend, you just insert it. Okay, so I don't need all this, right? I don't need that. I just need layout. Okay, so I'm gonna have a grid template row, right? Grid, basically grid row, and I will get layout property. But in my layout, I'm gonna write here custom now, custom layout. So the first one is auto, the second one will be one fraction and auto, right? Auto. That will solve my problem, right? So let's try now. So now in the root, so we have this three box. This is auto, and the main will be in the center. So that will be grid row, right? Grid row and rows layout. Okay, that's what I need. That layout is popped up here now. Okay, but it will not work right now. It's not gonna work. Why? Let's give a background color, right? I will show you now why it will not work. Anyone? Still nothing happened, right? See that? So I will show you now. Let's, because every time these things are very small box. Okay, this div is just like a small box, right? Just look at here, bg green, right? Maybe green for 400. If you check now, see, that is all the size right now. That's it. It did not occupy the whole screen, right? The height was very small. When the content grow in the center, in the outlet, right, then it will grow, but right now it's not. So that's why we always make the height, right, to full. I believe full will give 100 view height. Oh, that is 100%. So I think screen. Okay, screen means any screen size, you make it 100% of the screen, right? And even you can give a width. Let's make the width also full, that is 100%. Okay, so now see that whole div expand all the way right to the bottom. Okay, also what we want, right, we want our content in the main section. The center is the main section, right, to go in the center. Okay, how we can do that? Better idea, right? Why not we just put class name here and add container, right? Container and mx auto. Okay, just center it, and that will fix it. Just got here, right? I mean, we can add some padding at the top and bottom. We can do that, right? Let's do that. Padding y-axis maybe 4. Good. Okay, so our structure is done, right? So if you click any home page, blog, user blog, add blog, login, sign up, log out, you get all that now. Exactly. All right, let's remove this background, we don't need. So what we're gonna do next step, what we're gonna do now, right? Let's see. The next will be, why not we create the, first we create this page, right? And then let's finalize the login, right? I mean login page, login, sign up. So that will be in the auth section. Okay, so let's try to write that. So now auth here, right? So what should we do now? So we have to write all the HTML first, right? So div, we're gonna have login, username. First we have username, email and password, right? And then maybe button for submit, and then the link to change the form, right? So let's write now. Okay, so div. So let's see, we can add one more div here, and then we're gonna have maybe I think, so how are we gonna finalize this? So we want to put this small size, right? Like very small size. Okay, so okay, fine, right? Let's add the form first, and then we're gonna decide what to do. Okay, so here we're gonna, this page will maybe use for flex and put in the center this box. This box we're gonna use like maybe small size, right? I think we can make this small, size. Okay, a small size. So let's give a class name right here, start from here. Okay, so then this will be, we can give a maximum, we just just want to make a small box, right? So maybe I can give a max width of how much, LG, maybe LG, something like that, or MD. So it has some size. Okay, these are the size, right? So that's the 512 pixel, that box. Okay, and let it be full, right? With full inside that box. And what else, we're gonna have some space, maybe in the y-axis, maybe 8, right? Something like that. Okay, now what else we can add now? So let's put one div here, right? And heading 2, I believe, and we can say, okay, just login, right? Login to, maybe login, right? We can just keep it login, maybe login, or maybe sign up, right? log in, or maybe we can change later, right? Or sign up. So we will change this one. Okay, this will be conditionally render, right? These things will conditionally render, so that's why let's keep this one separate. And then we're gonna add the form, right? We're gonna add a form. So let's style this one, what we can do here, class name. So we can add some margin, maybe top, how much, maybe 4, 5, maybe 2, 3, whatever. text. Text will be in the center, and text size, you can give text also, right? Maybe how much? 3XL. Yeah. Font maybe bold or semi bold. Yeah, that will be good enough, right? So we can even change the color, right? Let's make it I think text maybe gray around 900. So see, if you look at now, right, it looks something like this. Okay, so MG, can we try MX auto, right? That is in the center. Okay, so now we're gonna build, this is done, right? So that's the div. Okay, let's add a form now, right? Form. So we're gonna create the form field first. Class name, what we're gonna add? A margin top maybe 6. Then add some space, right? Space between y-axis. So how much? Around maybe 6. And on submit, we're gonna call the function later. For now, let's leave it, right? First, let's create all the input field, and then we're gonna talk about that. So you're gonna have a div, right? Div, and inside the div, we're gonna have maybe another div with maybe let's call it label, right? Yeah, label. So label for name, right? That would be the name. So here we give it name. So name, right? Let's enter the name. So we're gonna define, I think let's add all the class for one, and then yeah, so we just add one class for all, right? And then we're gonna maybe just copy paste. Okay, so let's create one first input. So type will be, right, type will be what? Type text, and also because we have HTML for, right, name, let's give ID here, will be name, and the name is also again name, same thing, right? And we can add type text, ID name, maybe we can add autocomplete. So whatever the name is there, required, you can add the required field, right? Required, what else we can add? Now we can style it. So let's add a class name. So class name, man, what will be the, okay, let's add some. So let's make it appearance none, then rounded, maybe little bit rounded, right? In the input field will be maybe MD or LG, like that. Okay, rounded for now, let's keep it none, right? And relative, and what else we can add? Want to get all the way, right? So that will be block width, maybe display block, right, first, and then width will be full, and give some padding, right? X-axis maybe 3. What else we can add? Some padding on the y-axis also, right? So let's add around 1 or 2 would be enough. And border, add some border, right? Maybe text gray, how much? 600. Yeah, even you can change the placeholder gray, right? So you can add placeholder gray around 600, or let's keep it 400. What else we can add? Focus, maybe. Let's add focus, right? Will be outline, right? And outline, let's keep it non-outline. So that will be focus, outline, none. Maybe focus. What else? Focus. Some kind of ring. The color you can give it, right? Maybe you can add some different color. So let's add around 500. Ring indigo 500. You can even add the focus to the border, right? So focus, I don't know how it will look, but let's try, right? Focus on the border indigo, right? Indigo around, maybe let's keep it same 500. What else? So this, you can always change the G index also, right? So on focus, change the G index to maybe 10 or something like that. So focus, I think G index, right? G index will be, we can change to 10, and on the above the small device, right? We can make text maybe, let's make it LG. Okay, so I hope that is good enough, right? Let's try now. So you see, it just looks something like this. Okay, so that is name. Now what we can do, we just copy paste all, right? So let's try. So label here, so this div I'm gonna copy 2 times. Okay, 2 times, right? So it looks like this. So let's change the second one here, name. So this will be email. Okay, email, right? Let's add the colon also, better, and here will be password, right? So email, input type text, name, basically just change, right, everything to email. Make it same email, will be email here, name will be also email, autocomplete, let's keep it email, right? Required, and the rest is same here. Password, right? Input type will be, yeah, keep it password, right? And name will be, ID will be basically same like HTML4. So password, the name will be password, and autocomplete will be, again, just keep it same everything same. Okay, so we got now things ready, right? You have name, email, password. So now we need to create something, the button here, right? And one line of code also. So let's add now. So I think we can just keep it here, button, right? That will be submit. Okay, so let's write the code for this button. So what will be the code for that button, right? Basically styling, so let's add some styling. Okay, so why not we put in a one div, right? And we're gonna have one more div, right, for the maybe some kind of text. Okay, so that we can also put in the button, you know, and we can have already have an account, right? Account, AWCOUNT account, then just display login, right, like that. So here when you click on this button, okay, the text will be changed dynamically, right? So we have to write this letter. We're gonna write that, right? So let's style this button now. So the type will be, so this button, right, the I think we have to submit the form, so let's make it submit, you know, type submit, right? Okay, submit, so that you can add the handle submit on the form, right? But if you keep button here, if you want to keep it button, right, then even here you can add handle submit, you know, you can do that also. So I will just keep it submit, okay, so that when you click, the form will submit. In that case, the form will submit, right? And we're gonna have on click here handle submit. So but for now let's style, so class name, uh, let's give some margin top, maybe 4, maybe text, what kind of text we can make, right? Text color, give it indigo, maybe. How much? Let's make it 600. On the hover, right, hover effect, add some hover effect, so you can change the color, just change the color. Text indigo, maybe around 500. And you can change focus also, right? So on focus, we can change maybe, you know, on focus, right? So that is just focus, okay. Focus, we can add outline none, and then yeah, and then we can add maybe none, and I think we can add focus. What else we can add, right? Is there underline offset 1? Okay, let's keep it underline, but still margin top, right? There is no padding, right? So let's add some padding. So padding X will be 4, padding Y will be 2, right? Oh, what happened? And we don't have background color, right? So background, so that is BG. We can add maybe, let's make it select 900. Not look good, right? What we gonna do? So we're gonna let's see what will be better idea, right? We can change the back. Let's change the background, right? Maybe different. Background, make it purple 500. Not good, not good, right? So the text will be, for the text, indigo. What will be the background better? Okay, so maybe let's keep it like gray 500, right? It's not good. We have to change maybe, right? But I don't want to change this text. let's change here. So why not we can make this one go indigo, right? And then we're gonna change that to maybe different color. So let's find out, right? Maybe what we can use, best background for text indigo, right? INDI is indigo. Okay man, leave it, I will fix that one later. But for now we have the button, right? So I'll just add something here for now. Okay, I'm gonna find some right background and fix that one. So for now let's leave this purple. Okay, so these things will change also, right? Look at here, we have name, email, password. When you log in, you will just be clicking email and you're just gonna get email and password, right? When you have name, when you sign up, right, you just gonna have all these three things. Okay, sign up, you're gonna get all these three, and for login you only gonna email and password, right? That's how it works. So now, right, we have to how much time we have? We have to, first we have to create a state. Okay, state to manage all that, right? So how are we gonna do that? We have to get a state. Okay, sign up, right? Let's see. I mean, we can, what we can do, right? Here we just let's create one state for simple state. Use state, right? Use state, and here const, maybe we can call it, let's check is sign up, right? Is sign up and set sign up. Okay, sign up, right? Set is sign up. Use state will be false. For now will be false, right? So each sign up is false. Okay, each sign up, set is sign up, right? So the first thing we can do now, right, so I mean we can fix the label and all that, right? First we can fix this one. So what we can do, right, we can just write here conditionally, render the text conditionally, right? So let's do that. So each sign up, right? If that is the situation, if that is false, I mean when there is let's say is sign up, right? When that is false means you want to display the sign up button only, right? Basically sign up text, right? So let's do that, sign up. If when that become true, then you want to display the login. Okay, login, let's keep it separate. Yeah, login, right? So but this will change. Okay, this will change based on the click, right? Click we can establish here on the bottom. here, right? So we can separate this. Let's add class name, margin top maybe 4, 2. Let's keep it 4 or 4, yeah. So here we have to apply the condition, right? Basically we're gonna change the information here on the set sign up, right? Set is sign up true and false by clicking here. Okay, so already have account login, right? Already have an account login or the logout, right? So let's look at that. So the button you're gonna click right here, you're gonna click the button. So let's type is button, right? Button, and we're gonna add maybe on click. Let's add on click, right? So let's write a function, right? Handle toggle. Okay, so this function will do the job. Let's create the function here, const handle toggle, and this is just the arrow function, right? So every time when you click that button, we call this function, right, to change the state. So set sign up, and you just make it opposite of the each sign up, that's it. So if this is false, now it will become true, and when that is true, it will become false. So that's how it works. So that is all. Now we can change this text also based on that condition, right? So the first will be, let's say each sign up is first, if that is sign up, right? That means where is that question mark here, right? Yeah. So now you want to display yeah, let's add that, right? So we can put this already have account, maybe display login, else we're gonna add something called don't have account sign up, right? Don't have, so we have to use that maybe double quotation, don't have an account sign up, right? Like that. So we can just add something like this. Yeah, so now if you look at here, right, see don't, so see this will change. Okay, right now is login, right? But when we have the login, we only need to display email and password, so we can change that also. But when I click sign up, look at here, right? Sign up, information came up, and we need all this for sign up. But now it's changed here, already have an account login, right? See that login, so it's just changing now, right? Okay, so we're gonna change this also, right? Same way. So now we don't want to display this one, right? Basically this part, the name either will be there when there is sign up, you need the name. If you don't have sign up, you don't need, right? So only we can change that one. So that's the div, right? The whole div. Oh, that is email, sorry, here. So we can put all this inside the JavaScript bracket here, right? So each sign up is true, then only we're going to display, right? I mean yeah, I think that will be better. Yeah, let's add that, correct. If it is not, then we can keep it empty maybe, right? Let's keep it empty like that. Let's see if this work. So there is sign up, you see now, right? But when I go to the login page, you don't see now, right? So you have just login and username, password, and you're gonna submit this button, and we're gonna just send the information to the database, right? Later, when you have sign up, it's like that. Login, it's done. Okay. Okay, guys. I think let's keep it up to here, right? We now tomorrow we're gonna handle the logic for inserting the data and all that. What I will do maybe later, right? I will. So this is all the same now, right? I'm gonna add unchanged, unchanged events and all that, and also create some couple of maybe, let's say, I think couple of state right here. So basically handle on change, like you get all the data from the input field when you type, right, and update your state. So that part I will just have it ready, and tomorrow I will explain, and then I will move further. Okay. So these things, I mean, you have done already in the two project, right? Same thing. When you type something, you need to update your state. That is all here, right? Remaining. And the next will be submit and submit. So now we have submit for both sign up and logins. The both is post, right? Post. But the only the route we have, remember in the backend we have different route for both, right? When you have login, there is a login route, right? And there is a sign up route also. If you go to the back, so we're gonna maybe manage through the I think the function. We have to check, right? Because it just changes the route, right? Like slash login or slash sign up, right? So we have to check how we can fix that one, because we have the same one single page, and both is taking care, right? So conditionally we have to do that. So if you look at the route here, right, in the user, look at here, it's just the sign up and login, right? So this string is changing. So we can, in the function we just pass the parameter, right? When when you are login, you just pass this route, this one, and if you're sign up, you just pass this one. So that's what we will try to finish all that tomorrow. Okay, guys, hope everyone understand what I'm saying, right? Getting some idea. So these things you are doing now, right, for quite a time now. So what I'm doing is more understandable. Okay, so just finish this project also, and I mean, you get what you can get idea from all this, right? That there is a backend, we have to get a routes, right? There will be routes, and then you have a front end. You're going to create all the UI, right, for the front end. Now the data you're going to handle through the API route, right, to send something, to get something. That is what you just try to understand, and the same concept will be applied in anywhere, any full stack development. Okay, now we're going to use Next.js. There will be same thing. The only thing is we don't have to write so many express thing, right? There is little bit more easy, but the function will be same, almost same, right? It has some built-in functionality, but the concept is idea is same. Okay, backend connecting to the backend, creating all the routes for different job, right, to getting data, adding, update, delete, and all that. And then again you dealing with the front end the same way we're going to do here. So that the whole concept you just look at, right, and just get familiar with. Okay, and yeah, so basically in the Next.js, right, I have to figure out, maybe we're going to create, that's why I said we're going to create the first will be our, what you call that, our portfolio, right? And we're going to create professional portfolio. Okay, very professional. Maybe we can use a couple of libraries to make things better. So I have to look all that, so that when you create one portfolio, right, now you're ready to create any website, the template. Okay, you should be able to create similar kind of template, right? Even you can find any help online and then create that. So that should be clear, like 100% get it, right, that part. Now next one is basically creating the login and the handling all the backend and all that, right? So okay guys, we will do that when the time come. I will stop here now.